10 ounces of mixture of oils, and I have 30 ounces of water with 15.9 ounces of lye. Are you up on like how handmade soap is created, like what's the chemical? It's lye and fats, and when they react, they create soap, and glycerin is a byproduct. And a lot of if you buy store brand bars, they're really detergent bars, they're not soap, because they've sucked off the glycerin. They get a higher payback. They sell that glycerin and make more money, and then they add moisture. They add lotion or whatever for their moisture to it. You can buy lye locally at like an Ace Hardware or a Menard. This is my lye. I'm going to kind of talk and soap at the same time. And these are my oils. What I have in here is olive oil, coconut oil. Now coconut oil gives soaps good bubbles, lots of nice bubbles. Olive oil is humectant, very good on your skin, high in fatty acids. A little bit of castor oil, you know that oil that in the olden days they wanted you to swallow, or you can make packs with castor oil packs. Castor oil gives more of a dense bubble, but it evens out. It's really nice in soap. I do use ethically harvested organic palm oil. In a 110 ounce oil batch, I use 6 or 7 ounces of palm. And I'm trying to think what else. Is that all? Yeah. Sometimes I put rice bran oil in because that adds a nice bubble. What I'm doing now, coconut oil becomes solid at 76 degrees, and on my drive over, it sunk to the bottom. And so I want to make sure that it's all off the bottom. Because when I go to pour and I have a big chunk of white at the bottom, that's not good. As a soaper, you want trace, or we want trace. And trace is when, let's say if you're making cocoa beets or pudding, and you stir your spoon and you see a line in it, then you know my husband made all my molds. So these are just, he's used aspen wood, but these are probably pine, because I need so many molds. And I have lines. Anybody here that wants to make soap, feel free, to take my email, to call me. I would love to walk you through it. But one of the terrible things, you learn that you have to line your molds. That's why he made these with releasable hinges, because there were times I was whacking it against the counter trying to get it to come out, because sometimes it gets very hot. So I'm using like a food grade cutting board mat as my liner, because I was using freezer paper. I just don't like throwing a bad away. It's plastic line too. The least amount of weight. Okay, so I'm supposed to add a quarter cup, and I'm like Rachel Ray when I measure things, I just dump it in. And I can tell by the color. When you add lye to water, you never do it the other way around. It instantly heats up to 200 plus degrees Fahrenheit, which is really warm. That's why my first batch did not turn out, because my oils were hot. Now, if your oils are room temperature, you can add hot lye to that and get away with it. However, if you add your essential oils to that, you're going to have a problem, because heat makes essential oils bad. When you add your essential oil to your soap, a lot of times it will accelerate trace. And as soapers, sometimes we want that, sometimes we don't. I have a soap that has cinnamon oil in it, and I have liquid soap, like thick as chocolate milk. I add the cinnamon oil instantly, it's a glob. So you have to quickly, I do not stick blend that. I stir it, pour it. Per batch, I usually use about 120 milliliters. It's not. So what I'm going to do is I'll pour out my essential oils. And being that this is whole, I think I told you this is a licorice. Maybe not going to stop doing it. Want to see me? Did you hear me say that if I hand stir, like at the craft shows or at the events, it takes an hour or sometimes more? And when you stick blend, it takes about 5 minutes. But basically, you all could do whatever you want, and I could just be here at 1 o'clock and stir in the soap and then pour it. All that I'm going to do is pour it, and if you ever take a class with me, I'm really strict on scraping every last bit out of the bucket because it's wasted otherwise.